Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Anonymous. If you're new to the channel, welcome. In this channel, we talk about gang stalking. We talk about my experience with it. We talk about strategies in order to do an intent on defeating gang stalking. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the harassment that takes place on the freeway. So, sorry about the cough. I caught a cold and it's already on its way out. So, anyways, gang stalking is something that happens all the time, everywhere. And when it is not happening, it is probably because you are already connected and your mind is already interpreting normal life as part of getting gang stalked. So what do you mean by that? So by that, I mean that your perception of naturally occurring events, tiny misfortunes or trivial mishaps, you will probably be interpreting as something that a gang stalker did to you on purpose. How? Or what is it that could be interpreted as such? Let me explain. So when you're getting gang stalked on the freeway, it is very particular. So one could possibly think one that is a good citizen, right, couldn't think of a way that anyone could be harassed on the freeway. But there are ways to be harassed on the freeway. For example, getting followed too close, having the headlights or the high beams on while they are behind you, following you too close. Also, driving super close by your car or speeding off, like purposely getting too close to your car, slamming their brakes in front of you, or just driving really fast around you. What else? Let's see. Honking you for no apparent reason. Also shining a light. Not shining a light, but primarily pretty much getting on your blind spots. Just getting on your blind spots and being there for a long time. What else? Well, that also puts being where you're driving like in front of you, having the turn signal on, like if they were gonna get in front of you, but actually never turn. Or let's see, or driving in front of you really slow, like really slow. So notice, so these are things that happen here and there, correct? But when you're getting gang stalked, these things are gonna happen back to back, like one after the other, and they're gonna happen like a lot. So imagine like if from your way from work to, or from your home to work, all of these things happen, like all of them. Or let's see, yeah, so like things that trip you up, like those things that are natural occurrences. So these events are gonna happen like at once. That's when you know that you're getting gang stalked. And so this can happen for like a week, but then gang stalkers gradually lessen the amount that these things are happening, and then it is a gradual thing. So then there's going to be one point where they are not going to be doing that anymore, because those things are bound to happen to you at one point or another. But because you have been conditioned to experience those things and to make the assumption, to know, because you know when you're getting gang stalked that these things are being purposely done. So this is going to happen to you so many times that it's gonna build almost a reflex of thought, that it would a reflex of a thought that is gonna say that was a gang stalker, that was a gang stalker, that was it on purpose, that was a gang stalker. And then what's gonna happen, or they're doing that to me, they're doing this to me, that was on purpose. And what's gonna happen is that thought becomes a reflex. And even though it is obvious that it was just an accident, because you have been trained to have that particular thought, when any event like that happens to you, you are going to be completely unaware that, in fact, those things were not produced by gang stalkers anymore, but it was actually just an event of life, a little misfortune, a trivial thing. However, because you were pretty much traumatized with those natural occurring events, you are going to start interpreting those events as getting gang stalked. So it is the same thing with everything else that gang stalkers do. That is the primary, that is the method, the mechanics of it, is that you are bombarded with natural occurring events, but these are produced like a lot and very frequently, so that whenever they stop and one of these happens to you by accident, like in real life, like it's supposed to happen, an accident, you are going to assume immediately that it was something done by gang stalkers. So that is what gang stalking is. It is you're pretty much bombarded with trivial small accidents. Everyone involved in it is causing you a tiny accident that is naturally occurring. So that way you cannot sue anyone. No one is literally doing anything illegal. Some might, but the reality is that most of them aren't. They're not doing anything illegal. Everything that they do is just an inconvenience that cannot be pinpointed at or sued for, because they're literally not doing anything illegal. They're just accidents. Everyone can play off what they're doing to you as, oh, that was an accident, because that's exactly what's happening. Everyone is doing little things that can be passed on by as accident, but many people are doing that to you, like in the span of an hour or less, or 15 minutes. So when this happens, you know that you're being attacked, but you can't do anything about it. Another form of harassment is that whenever you are like driving on the street, that there are cars that appear to be going onto the freeway or onto the street right in front of you, but it happens like 30 times, and I'm not exaggerating. Like as soon like you're driving by a street, right? Let's say that I'm driving by Palm Avenue in Imperial Beach, and it's a straight line. And I'm telling you this because I have experienced this. I have experiences that I'm driving by, and then as I'm driving by the street, and then on literally every single one of the cross streets, there's cars that are just that appear to be like that are coming like as I'm driving by, the cars appear like if they're about to go on the freeway and or on the street in front of you, but they don't. They're just like they just show immediately at the time that you are driving by. I'm not that's really hard to explain properly. It's really hard to explain properly, but that is part of the big production events that gang stalkers do. But yeah, so there you have it. That is the type of harassment that can happen, that happens to targets when they are getting gang stalked. That is the harassment that happens to targets when they're getting harassed on the freeway. And let me tell you, these things can cause, they will make you angry, because when someone cuts you off on the freeway, you get angry, right? When someone is pretty much following you super close by, you get angry. I have slammed my brakes on someone that has done that, and and then they were really really upset, but it was funny. So, anyways, that's literally what gang stalkers do, is that they are make you upset by producing a lot of little deniable, uh plausibly deniable misfortunes or accidents, or things that will make you upset, that are naturally occurring, but you're getting bombarded by this. So, like, if you're in customer service, the customers will interrupt you. They will say stupid words. They will say whore, like that, and then so you either ignore it or you acknowledge it and be like, what do you say? They're gonna be like, oh, nothing. That way, when someone, like, it's so that you're getting gang stalked, because there's gonna be a lot of these things that are inconvenient and that are annoying. In a restaurant, for example, they're gonna call your number, but they're gonna say the wrong number. I'm telling you because I've experienced it, I've heard it, I've seen it, and they're gonna say your number, like, really, like, not loud. They're gonna say it like, I remember I was at the taco shop. I was at Tacos El Trompo in Imperial Beach, and they literally said my number wrong, but my order was there. But I already know these tricks. Um, so I was literally just, like, aware of what it was. So, like, I noticed that the bitch said the order of the number wrong, but I went there and asked her, so what order is this? And like, immediately as she said the wrong number, I went up there. I looked at the food and I was like, oh, that looks like it was my order. So I asked her, what number is this? And she said, oh, that's your number. But she wasn't too happy about it. So I was like, that's right, I know that. Another thing that I remember that they did that I found really crazy, that is that your mind will sometimes play into the game. Like, I remember, and I didn't know how gang suckers did it. I thought that they did it somehow, but they gave me the number, right? But I was so thinking into the gang stalking, that my order was late, that if they said the number, but I saw with my own two very eyes the number on the ticket to be the wrong number. Like, the number that I saw on the ticket was not the number that I saw with my two eyes. I saw the wrong number. So, like, my eyes played games on me. So when you're tired, when you're getting gang stalked, that's gonna happen. Those are the things that happen to targeted victims, to targeted individuals. That one thinks that gang stalkers have more power than they actually have, because when your mind is tired and you are constantly and continuously thinking about gang stalking, your mind will play tricks on you. And, for example, like seeing a number of your order that is not the number that is actually printed. And that's something that's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen a lot. So the more you understand about how your mind can even play tricks on you, so the easier it's gonna be for targets to deal with the gang stalking. So that's why impossible things happen to targets. So, for example, I remember I was laying here in my car, right? I was sleeping, and then I literally saw my this move. Like, I saw it just, like, move like that. I'm not kidding. I saw it with my own two very eyes, and I was like, there's no way that's real. That has to be a hallucination. I was freaking out because I felt it move. I almost felt like the hand was, like, grabbing it. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I was freaking out, but I mean, I got over it after like 1 minute, or I ended up going to sleep, just passing out. Because when those things happen, your mind is typically really tired. Anyways, that's that concludes everything about the crux of this video. That when you're getting gang stalked on the freeway, the thing that they're going to do is a lot of little inconveniences, a lot of things that annoy you, that are going to make you extremely angry. But everyone is going to play a little part, and everything that they do is not going to be enough to actually make them accountable. I don't know if there's something that you can do as an accuse them of conspiracy. I have no idea if that can actually be done. I really don't know, but what I'm going to do is that I am going to, if I'm going to screenshot things. I'm not going to say anything, but I am going to, any type of clue that anyone tells me, I am going to document it and write it down, because this is a long-term game. Maybe I might not be able to sue today, or tomorrow or next year. But if I have enough information, if I would have saved every single thing, every clue that everyone has told me, I could possibly have a case by now. So I don't think any target will lose, or every target will lose, but the fact that I never did any type of documentation is bad. That I never had like an official document where I would, write who, the day, the time, where, why, and I think I'm gonna start doing that. So for me, I feel like it's already too late. However, I'm gonna just have this digital notebook just in case. If you are a fresh target, the moment that you don't do anything, let me tell you, gang stalkers are going to try to if they see that what they're doing is not working, their implications are not implying hard enough for you to believe the narrative, they're going to actually be vocal about it. And if they are, get a sheet of paper. As soon as it happens, right? What they said, when they said it, where, and how that made you feel. Did you feel threatened? 1 to 10. I know that you're gonna be thinking about it. You're gonna be wondering, it's not gonna do anything. It's gonna be useless. Don't think about that, because the more you think about it, the less effective you're gonna feel that it's gonna be. So you're not playing. Gang stalking is not a one and off. Gang stalking is a long-term game, and that's the same game that you have to be playing. You have to be playing the long game, where the things that you do are not going to be effective immediately. You have to be incredibly patient. The things that you do are only going to be effective after years of them actually being imposed on you. They do their damage over time. So you have to build your case over time. How you felt, things that have been done, everything. The thing is that most people are unable to document this because they get lost in the game. They think about it too much. But now, and because of this channel, you understand the psychology behind it. So what you have to do is literally just be like, who said what? The things that are making you feel a really great deal of emotion, of negative emotion at work, wherever, you just write it down. And over time, you're going to have a case. You're not going to have a case in a month, in a week. But the evidence is that you have to write it. You have to write all of this stuff. Who, what, when, how. There's this app called, I forget what it was called, but it's something about gathering evidence. And you take a picture, the image checks your the app checks your location, you put how it made you feel, what, when, where. It asks all the questions necessary for you to be able to build a case. It's on iPhone. Use this app. It allows you to record video. It allows you to do all of these things. And I wish I had done this from the beginning. It would have not, I feel like if I would have done this from the beginning, it would have not been helpful. Primarily because I was lost in the gang stalking game and I was using a lot of drugs, so that is easy. Anything under any judge, if you're using any drugs, it is easy to call you that you're crazy. And it's easy to make you appear like a drug addict. And once you're a drug addict in any way, shape, or form, you are it immediately takes away at your credibility, any that you could have had. And that's the truth. So for gang stalking, if you want to be able to do something about it, just know that you cannot be using any drugs at all. Because the moment you tell anyone that you are using any drugs, that makes you more of a target. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Oh, I almost forgot. Please like, share, subscribe. Remember that this channel is made to explain everything about gang stalking in such a way that it will pretty much help everyone understand the reality of it. Why is it so easily deniable, and why is it so effective? So please share, like, subscribe, and just know that this is something that I'm dealing with every day, and that a lot of targets deal with this every day, with this stammer every day, and it's awful. It's awful, and it has the power to turn your life around and to cause you to lose everything. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Now I have to go to work. Bye, guys.